Now I'd like to talk a little bit about what Cindy and Murphy and I do as far as coming into the classrooms and what used to be the state assessment of the Missouri Performance Teacher Assessment, which has gone away. Now it's called the Missouri Educator Evaluation New Teacher Assessment or something like that. And so, Cindy, you want to talk a little bit about our processes about us observing people teach? Now, at the moment, Maria, who is in Bolivar, and Drew, who's in a school a long ways from any place for us, will do a lot of this through Zoom. But Habilee, Anita, Parker, Melanie, we'll come back at that too. Cindy, you want to talk a little bit about our processes about when we come to the schools?
Sure. We visit each classroom approximately 5 times throughout the year, unless you need more, if you feel like you need us more often. I generally, by the way, work with student teachers or teacher candidates. So sometimes I have a little different point of view, but we are looking at 9 standards that are listed on the DESE website. And all those standards range from content knowledge and student learning, growth and development, curriculum implementation. I mean, they're all there for you to see. We come in and concentrate usually on mostly 1 standard at a time, but sometimes 2. And we'll let you know, or I usually let students know ahead of time what I'm going to be looking for. And I always start with actually classroom management. And that because I think if you don't have classroom management, you're not going to get any of the other things. So that's kind of what I begin the year with. And so I come in and observe for a class period, or depending on the size of the class period, sometimes those 20-minute classes aren't enough. And so I'll observe for longer, but usually about an hour. And then I go over what I've observed and try to conference with you and talk about what I feel like are your strengths and things you might need to work on still, challenges. And then I think Dan does too, I give you a printout or a copy of my evaluation, or it's not really an evaluation, but my observation. And then by the end of the year, all 9 of those standards will have been covered. And if you are struggling with a standard and you feel like you want me to observe or a different time too, I can do that and see if it's been mastered, at that time. So more, Dan.
Thank you, Cindy.
I guess actually Melanie could probably tell you, I'm also open to trying to help solve problems and stuff when I come in. I'm no expert, but I am experienced. And so I think Dan probably feels the same way. We are kind of old war horses, so we do have some experience with some of the things that you're going to encounter, and maybe we can have fresh eyes and ideas for you. So
I used to have hair.
Yeah.
And I tell people I didn't have any gray hair when I became a principal. When I left, I did. Yeah. So Cindy and I both have a lot of years experience doing that, and so we've been in and out of classrooms. Heaven knows how many different classrooms we've been in, and so we tend to be able to walk in and get a feel pretty quick, and that's just the old principal in us, if things are going well or not. And so what we've learned to do is focus less on what the teacher is saying and doing, and try to focus more on what the students are saying and doing. So when it comes to classroom management, we look at the kids. Are they on task? Are their eyes on you? We don't expect kids to be perfectly quiet, and especially in a physical education setting, Drew, we expect to see your kids moving and their heart rate up. So, and Drew, you and I will have to do a lot of talking how we're going to do this electronically, but we'll find a way. We're cutting some new ground there. So really what Cindy was talking about, there are 9 standards. Now, Maria and Melanie, we spent a lot of time last year forcing our way through the Missouri Performance-Based Teacher Evaluation System and practicing that to get ready for it this year. Well, again, that's gone. But that also means that $275 extra fee is also gone. That's a good thing. So this MEAS assessment is brand new this year, which means that this fall, Maria and Melanie, Cindy and I will have to collaborate to decide what that means for you all, because we've already observed your classes many times, but we may have to come back in and get some new documentation. And so we have to document, and there will be some artifacts that you have to do too. We will work our way through it. Still better than the MOPTA. But it also means, since it's new, there are no cut scores yet. So it's a perfect time to do it. So Maria, Melanie, those of you in your second year Vault Cert, this is a good thing. And we'll do it this fall. The rest of you will do it in the spring. Again, there's no cut score yet. So that it's you won't fail it. And we'll get our way through this, and we will give you information. You will have an assignment in 61-614 where I ask you to have a conversation with your principal about all 9 standards, and then Dr. Singleton will drive you through all of those in depth. And the big conversation we will have is, what look-fors will you have to let us know, to prove to us and the state that you're solid in student engagement and student conversations in the content matter, classroom management, use of data, professional development, things like that. And so that's what that will be. And that's broken into 9 pieces. Probably the last 3 will have some artifacts that you'll have to do. Nothing that you're not already doing, but something that you just have to do. Okay? Heavily, you had your hand up?
Yeah. What's cut school called? What is that?
A cut score just means that since this is well, for example, the Missouri Content Assessment that you all will do, and Maria and Melanie, it's a state assessment for getting your final certification. Most of those cut scores are at a 220. And that's generally the set cut score testing score that you have to get in order to pass. Well, this first semester of the MEAS, the cut score is very low because they haven't had people to go through it yet to do any kind of testing data on it. And so they're creating the cut scores with you all as guinea pigs. And that's good because the pressure is low. Okay? Melanie, you had your hand up?
Yes. So our district has a professional growth plan that we choose 2 of those standards,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to focus that during the school year.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to provide artifacts for that. Is that
Yes.
going to be like kind of the same similar artifacts I could use?
Yes, probably for at least 2 of them.
Okay.
Although your district probably zeroes in more like on 4.1, 5.2, a little more detail than we will.
Okay.
The state will say standard 1, 2, 3, 4 through 9, a little broader, but it is all the same language, which is by design. All the same terminology, the same language. Well, I mean, there are nuances district to district, but they are the same 9 standards, any Missouri district. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, I know that districts have the capability of creating their own plans, but I think they're all aimed at the same 9 standards. So the similarities will be there. So yes, the goal is for you not to rehash things, just put them together for this process. Okay? And that it is true that the stuff we will be talking about will be very similar to what you will talk with your principal about. Okay? Your principals will also talk about classroom management right off the bat and student engagement right off the bat. Those 2 go hand in hand. You can't get off, you cannot teach kids who are not engaged and who are misbehaving. They just do not learn. That's an old school concept. Okay? Other questions about that bit right there? Okay.